fussing. I said, I don't understand. But how do you knock off two people's heads? Like if you take the straight sword and you're standing in man-to-man combat, you stab a guy, you could try to whack, you won't whack off two people's heads with one shot with a straight sword. I couldn't understand how this was done. I saved up my allowance money, and I went down to the local meat market. You know, they hang up half the animals on these hooks. And I said to the butcher, I'll pay you money. I want to try to take your biggest sword and whack through two animals. The guy thought I was nuts. But he said, why not? For money, he'll do it. And I couldn't even whack through part of one animal. So I'm saying, how did Shimon Levi do it? In Germany, in Berlin, there was a publication in German called Yeshurun. And Rabbi Shaul Shimon Deutsch wrote an article. That Rabbi Shaul Shimon, it was never translated yet from German. I'm about to publish it now. Rabbi Shaul Shimon Deutsch says that lefi charev, that the Torah uses, that the charev that Shimon Levi used was in the shape of a pea, the shape of a mouth. You've ever seen a sword in the shape of a mouth? This cost us over $100,000. It is one of 14 in the world. If you come around here, everyone will be able to see it. This is a charev model. It's a sickle sword. Stand back so everyone can see. No, this is a real original one. This is a maybe it's bigger. We don't know yet. We don't know yet. This was the size that was standard at that time. This is one of 14 in the world that survived. What they would do, this is not a model for wheat. This is for war. They would sharpen the inside and the outside of that sickle. Now watch me. With one shot of the sword this way or that way, they could whack off a couple of people's heads. And according to Rabbi Shaul Shimon Deutsch, this is the meaning of lefi charev, with one shot of fire. Then they took your forehead and they put it on your forehead like that. So if you ran away to the next town, guess what? Everybody knows it. D in Roman Latin means delus. Delus means slave. S is probably the name of the owner. Slave of, just like you say, property of so-and-so. In Roman Latin, you never use the word of. Like if I say property of so-and-so, you would say a slave and the person's name. So you know this is his property. That's the way it was. Then now Constantine, you probably learned about Emperor Constantine in Roman history. He made a law, you're not allowed to stamp a slave's head on his, branding on his head. Instead, you have to take his arm, and the Nazis took this notion from the Romans.
Talking about slaves, you have to return the years slaves.
But up in Torah, you're not allowed to do it?
Since you asked it, I'm going to do it to you right now. Hold on, stay right there. No. Now, let me give you a little introduction to, I have a paper which I wanted to show you. Now, Marseille, people say pins, people say all different kinds of things, but a Marseille was not a regular pin. In fact, a Marseille was a very special needle. The Gemara says that a Ratzon is Reish Ayin Sadik Nun. A Ratzon used the Marseille. And if you look in Masechtas Kalim, Mish Perik Tazai and Mishnah Daled, it talks about it. So come on, let me show you how this works. I'm not going to go somewhere. Now, a Ratzon is a person who made leather straps. Yes.
This doesn't do very much.
Yeah. Watch this. Other guy. Now, where's my other volunteer? Okay. Now, this guy here, he had a different set of weapons. Are you a righty or lefty?
Both.
Okay. All right. Okay. In his right hand, he would hold a fishing net. His job was to trip him. And when he would fall, with his left hand, he would hold this weapon right here, called a trident, and stab him to death. This is called fun. And people paid money to watch who was going to kill him. He usually lost. Okay? Now, the one thing you don't know.
That was fast enough.
It depends how fast he was. If he was very fast, he would win.
Wouldn't that really want to have everything into a king?
Wait. Let me tell you. Reish Lakish, the Gemara says, before he did Shuvah, was a Ludar. Lamed Vav. Volunteers who would like to hold this up. It comes in the middle over there. I'm going to show you how this works. Now, in history, world history, you learn about the Roman legions. The word in the Mishnah in Kalim is legionis, legions. Now, this is loose side from today. Hold it right there. this one you hold here. Now this is very interesting. The Tosfos Yontiv in Caleb says that there were kamin shkedin, there were like protruding edges of almonds. Did you ever see an almond that has this thing? Spikes. And what they would do, they didn't want to just kill you, they wanted to make you suffer. They whacked your head open, pulled it out, so you would bleed to death. Okay? Now why does the Mishnah discuss this? We know the halacha of cherev harehu kecholol is if you killed somebody with him. But here the person didn't die for a couple of hours. So if you found this in your field, is it between two kederis that were stam put one on the other, and two kederis that will fit one inside the other? And this is that the bottom of one became the top of the other one. It's like those valves. Don't get me into it. Like Receptus Aholis? You know, Yosef Rosenblum told me when he came to the museum, he said, don't give everybody all the answers. Leave them with a little thing so they should go back after the tour. It's just a little the original thing is. And this goes Keshitas Rashi, that it was worn al hametzach, on the forehead, not Keshitas Tosfos. Now this gold, again, is so pure that I can take the gold and then bend it with my fingers. And here you can see Keshitas Rashi in the Machloikis and Chulun by Ir Shel Zov, how it would have been with the style that would be worn. And this is